Hey subscribers, welcome back. If you haven't subscribed, make sure to do so. We are going to be looking at expanding single brackets. This is a part of a playlist that goes through all of the algebra you do this year, so make sure you check that out. So let's get straight into it. So expanding single brackets is really about using the distributive law in particular, especially with algebra. I'm going to show you some example of this in the next slide, but just a few definitions that we need to be aware of. So distributive law is just another way of saying expand the bracket. So when we say that, we kind of mean the same thing either way. An example of the generalization that you would have done at the beginning of year 7 is given here. So this is essentially saying if you have a lots of b plus c, that's the same as a lots of b plus a lots of c. And you can see the color coding kind of helps you see what's happening there. Now you can also show this as a diagram. So for example, 3 lots of 2 plus 4 can also be represented as 3 lots of 2 plus 3 lots of 4. So obviously 3 lots of 2 plus 4 is 3 lots of, and then 2 plus 4 is 6. So 3 times 6 is 18. And then the other thing we can do is 3 times 2 we know is 6. 3 times 4 is 12, so 12 plus 6 is also 18. So both of these are two different ways of getting the same answer. And we can show that using a diagram here as well. So you can see we've got 2 plus 4 represented in the first bar, and then we've got 3 lots of that. 1, 2, 3. And you can add them all up to see we've got 18 blocks. Or you could do 3 lots of 2 and then 3 lots of 4, which again adds up to the same thing. And then in terms of real life examples of this, you might, for example, think if 3 people buy the same sandwich and drink, there's 2 ways you can work this out. You can do 3 lots of the sandwich and 3 lots of the drink and add that up, or you could add up the price of a sandwich and a drink and then multiply that by 3. So this is the big idea behind expanding brackets. So let's do a practical example now. So calculate. Now this is using numbers here. So this is, we can do it both ways. If we're going to use the distributive law here, then we are going to write this out again. So 4 brackets 5 plus 2. Now this just means 4 multiplied. There's an invisible multiplication sign there. 4 lots of 5 plus 2. So if we use the distributive law, we can write 4 times 5 plus 4 times 2. So 4 lots of 5 plus 4 lots of 2, that's going to give you 20 plus 8, which is 28. And that simplifies nicely. Now, if you want to do this doing order of operations, then you know that you're going to have to do brackets first and then multiplication. So anything inside the brackets first. So we're going to write the same question out, 4 brackets 5 plus 2. Now we're going to do the brackets first. So 5 plus 2 is 7. And then 4 times 7 is obviously going to give you 28. So you get the same answer. This 8 is a bit quicker, but once we start introducing algebra, one of these methods might not be as useful. So we're going to see that what happens here is if you've got 3 lots of 5 plus 2, that's the same as 3 lots of 5 and 3 lots of 2 added together. Now here what you're going to notice is we've got 3 lots of A plus 3 lots of B, and as you know, these are not like terms, so they have to stay separate. 3A plus 3B, that is your final answer. So there's a difference there. The thing that's the same is the whole idea of distributing the 3 between everything inside the bracket. So 3 lots of A, 3 lots of B, 3 lots of 5, 3 lots of 2. So that's the same thing. The difference is you may not get a single term as your final answer. Okay, so let's look at another example here. Try expanding the following brackets using the distributive law. Pause the video and have a go, and then I'm going to show you the answers. Okay, so pause the video if you need more time, but I'm going to start expanding it. So the first question, we're going to do 1 lot of 3A, so 1 times 3A, plus 1 times 5. So 1 times 3A is 3A, 1 times 5 is 5. So 3a plus 5, that's our answer with our working out shown. Question 2, below here, we're going to do 2 lots of 3a, so 2 times 3a, plus 2 lots of 5, 2 times 5. So that is 6a plus 10. That's our answer. Question 3 here, we're going to do 3 lots of 3a plus 3 lots of 5. So 3 times 3a plus 3 times 5. 3 times 3a is 9a. 3 times 5 is 15. And that's it. 9a plus 15 is your answer. And then final question, 10 lots of 3a. So 10 times 3a plus 10 times 5. 10 times 3a is 30a, and then 10 times 5 is 50. 3a plus 50. So those are our answers here. Now have a go with a few of these questions and see what answers you get. Pause the video. Okay, so you should have tried all 4 questions. I'm going to show you the working out for all of these. So the first 2 should be straightforward. Y times 2 plus y times y, and then the first question, what 7 times 2a and 7 times 7. Below here, you should know that you can use the commutative law. So you can put, it's the same way as we can write 5 times 4 or 4 times 5. You can swap those around. So with brackets, you can also put the thing you're multiplying everything by after the bracket. This is very rarely done though, so you should just be aware that you can do it, but generally we don't really write that number after the bracket. So here are your final 2 answers. Okay, pause the video if you want to check your answers for any longer, and that's going to be your first part. So what do you notice about the different thing or the same similarity and difference between these 2 things? Pause the video. Okay, so we can see that the main difference here is we are doing 4 times 2 and then adding 3a. On the right hand side, we are doing 4 lots of 2 and 4 lots of 3a. So everything is being multiplied by 4 because of the bracket. There's no brackets on the left. So 4 times 2 is its own calculation, which will give you 8 plus 3a. And on the right hand side, 4 times 2 is 8. And then 4 times 3a is 12a. So that's the key thing to watch out for here, is there's no brackets here. You are not going to do 4 times 3a because there's no reason to do that. It's just 4 times 2. Okay, a few more questions. Decide whether the following are true or false, and then I'm going to show you the answers. Okay, let's work through the answers now. So 3 lots of a is 3a, and 3 lots of 4b is 12b. So the first one is correct. This is true. 7 lots of p is 7p, and then 7 lots of 6 is not 6. So that should be 7p plus 42. The next one, 4 lots of a is 4a, and 4 lots of b is 4b. So this is true. And then finally, you can have more than 2 terms inside a bracket. So we're going to do a times 5 is 5a. A times a is not 2a. A times a. When you multiply something by itself, you are squaring it. So this should be a squared. So we spotted a mistake. And then a times b is ab. So this bit does turn out to be correct. But overall, this is false because of the 2a, which should be a squared. All right. Here is an independent exercise for you to try in your books. Pause the video before I show you the answers. Make sure you show all of your working out. Alright, so here come the answers. You can check these yourself. Okay, so if you got these correct, well done. We are just looking at expanding single brackets. You can notice that all of the things that we've been looking at have been a lot of positives. We're going to start looking at negative numbers soon as well. Okay, in the next video, we're going to be looking at expanding brackets with negatives. Smash the like button, hit subscribe. I hope you found that useful.